What up, everybody? It's your boy, the Monday Gladiator, and I'm back with another video. So today, what I want to get into is squats, and specifically barbell squats. So basically, that would be what you'd be doing where you got the barbell on your back and you're squatting. So barbell squats, guys, that's what we're going to be discussing today. That's the topic of discussion. So I've got depends on the gym you're at. Most gyms will have a setup like this. Won't be identical, but it'll be a setup like this where you'll be able to have your barbell, a nice rack, squat rack. There you'll have your nice barbell, and of course you add your weights. Some people will do it on the Smith machine. I'm not too much of a fan of Smith machine squats, and that's because the track is quite fixed. So here you can move around and your body can move around in a natural way. So what used to happen to me when I do Smith machine squats, I would have lower back pain, and I just moved away from them. I'd rather use this free weight, but then with the free weight comes the risks, right? Comes the risks where you can get injured. So I'm going to show you how to potentially or do this safely, and what are the common mistakes that I see, and yeah, man, so give you a little explanation of those things. So firstly, what you're going to do is you're going to add a weight that you're comfortable with. I'm just going to put these 5 kgs here, very lightweight, but this is for demonstration purposes, guys, understand. So put the weights that you're comfortable with, and then also another important thing is to put it at a place where you are able to reach it. So for somebody who's shorter, of course it'll be at a lower spot. The taller you are, you put it at a higher spot. So here, it's a bit high for me. Let me bring it down. I prefer it to be here at this spot. And then also, you'll have these, what you call these clips that you'll put in. And these are the hardest thing, guys, to take out in some gyms, but just going to show you. You put these in. So you go ahead and put these in like so. Sometimes they'll catch on depending on how old the bar that you're using it is. And here, as you can see, this bar has seen some better days, you know, so it catches on a bit here. But anyways, that's it. Get a weight that you're comfortable with, put it at a spot that you are comfortable with. And here, when you're getting in to lift off, there is a very important thing that I want to show you guys. So you will grab almost just outside of shoulder width, and you will get in. When you get in here, I want you to have both feet planted under you. So when you lift, you're lifting and you're getting up straight, right? So I don't want this where one leg is in front, one leg is behind. Just for safety purposes, guys, make sure that when you get under it, you have both feet planted, and when you lift off and get up straight. And then you can shuffle and move back. This is where most of the accidents actually happen, with the move back. So you don't want to be taking too long strides back. You want to, when you're here, just shuffle back, and then you can get into position. So none of this long stretches when you get here. Also, let's show you something. Also, you don't want it to be too high. So for example, here will still be good for me. I can get under it, right? Place it nicely here, right under your, or right in that spot there, there's a line here on your traps, so it needs to sit on your traps. And then sit here, I can still lift, but it's a bit high. So you'll have to get on my tippy toes to actually lift it and then get out. That's unstable as well, right? When you get to the heavier weights, you don't want to be in that position where you're on your tippy toe when you're unstable. You want to be in a position where you get under and you lift it from there. So here it will be a bit too high up, not to mention here, then I'm looking for trouble. So here you get in. You don't want to be in a position where you tippy toeing, right, to get out. So that is why I would put it somewhere here, and then I'd be able to then get up, and then shuffle back, shuffle back, shuffle back, shuffle back, and then set myself up properly here, and then squat. Okay, so that is the setup. That's the setup when you're getting under it. Make sure that you get under it, you lift without being on your tippy toes. That's ideal. Then you shuffle back. No getting in like this and then lifting it and trying to push it back, because then you're unstable. You need to be in a position where you're stable at all times, because that part is where people get injured the most. Okay, so I've got our bar. We've of course secured it with our clips, and you've gotten under it. So what do you do when you get under it? So when you get here, you're not just placing your hand, right? You need to, when you get under the bar, pull your elbows forward. What that will do, that'll engage your back, because here your back is not it's not relaxed. It's not relaxed. You don't want to be in a situation where your back is relaxed. Your back will engage. So when you're squatting, your back is engaged, keeping you stable. Your feet are engaged, keeping you stable, and your hands as well. So what I'll see is this. What I'll see is this, right? None of that. Need to chest up high, and then you bring your elbows to somewhere underneath you. They won't come all the way underneath you, but they need to be somewhere, pointing downwards. That's what you need to have in mind, and none of this, because what you're doing with this will disengage your back and folding folding your chest in. That will not allow for that back to be fully engaged. So when you're here, engage your back, right? Because if I'm here and I'm squatting, what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to control it. The weight is going to get on top of you, and then you're going to go down like this, then you're going to come up, and then now what are you doing? You're exposing your back. The weight or the pressure of the weight is now moving from your feet and going to your lower back, and we're not doing lower back here. You're going to get some lower back because you're using it as a stabilizer, but you need to be in a position where when you're squatting, right, you're using it as a stabilizer and you're not getting all of that work there. So, right, I would suggest that you maybe put your legs shoulder width apart. So this is me shoulder width apart. And also, a very important thing I'm going to show you guys is whenever you're doing leg exercises, the knee and the toe must always go together. So you don't want a situation where your toe is facing the other way and your knee is going the other way. That is a recipe for injury. You also don't want a situation where your toe is facing inward, but the way that you're moving, your toe is going out. So always, if your toes are slightly pointed out, that's how your knee is going to move. The same way. That's going to prevent injury, right? So let's do that again. So I'm gonna get under it. So this is quite high for me. Is that the one that's going to want me to be up? So you come in, you bring your elbows in, and then you step up. Then you shuffle back, and then you point your toes out. So the toes not extreme, just slightly outwards, and that's how your knee is going to move. And then you chest up high, and in that position you're going to sit. So you're going to sit, you sit, then you stand up, you sit, then you come up. You sit, you come up. Then you sit, then you come up, right? So if you see what I did there, went all the way down. I went all the way down. So I didn't do this thing of half ribs, half ribs, half rib, half rib. Your body is meant to go all the way down. That's how you're meant to do it. If you look at an infant, a toddler, they're just able to just boom, get to the ground and come up. You know, your body is meant to do that. Your body is pliable like that. So if you stop halfway and you don't go all the way to the bottom and then come up, what are you going to be doing there? When you stop halfway, you're putting a lot of pressure on your knees and you're gonna feel it. Over time, you're gonna have some knee pain. So what you wanna do is you wanna go as far as you possibly can, down, and then you'll come up, right? Some say 90 degrees is fine. If you can manage to get to a 90-degree angle, that's fine. But I go as far as I can go. Because our bodies are not the same. Also, ankle mobility counts a lot for how low you can go. And also, some people have longer torsos, shorter legs. Some people will have longer legs and a shorter upper body, or a longer upper body and shorter legs. So the way the amount of depth we can get will be different. So just always keep that in mind as well. And depending on how long your torso and how short your legs are, some people, because their torsos are long, they will lean over a bit more, right? Some people, because their torsos are shorter, they'll be able to just come down straight down, right? As long as you're set up properly, you've got those elbows tucked in right in front, your chest is up high, and you're going down, you shouldn't have any issues there. You shouldn't have any issues. Another thing that happens that I see a lot is the buckling of the knees. So when you go down, let me face you guys so I can show you. When you go down, you want to go down same way and come up the same way. So there shouldn't be any buckling of the knees. So what some people do is they'll go down, right? Then when they come up, now the knees are buckling, and you know, there's a lot of dancing going on here. You want to be in a position where you want to be in a position where you're not moving around. You're not moving around. You want to be in a position where strict. If you're going down this way, the same way you come up. Same way you go down, same way you come up. So I'm going to show you. Let me show you. Quick one. A lot of you watching the videos are not subscribed. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. Under, elbows under you, chest up high, you step up and then you step back, right? Set up properly. Your toes are pointing out. That's the same way your knee will go. Then we go down. You come up, right? You go down. You come up. If you see here what's happening, I'm not doing this. Then bring my knees in and then coming up. No. Same way it goes down, it must come up. And if I see someone doing that, it's usually, or I will be able to pick up. Number one, this person is at the adductors are weak, because those are the stabilizing muscles here. You need to have quite strong adductors as well that keep you planted, as well as your glutes as well. Need to be strong. So in order for you to be able to stabilize. So none of this, guys. Need to, same way you go down is the same way you come up. And then also, don't bounce it. So if you can see here, I'm gonna show you again, guys. I want you guys to get this right. Sit on your traps, bring the weight up, right? And then you squat. And you squat, right? Go down, you squat. So what I don't want to see here is the bouncing. See, throw yourself and then you come up. Throw yourself and you come up. No. Control the movement. So you control it the whole time. That's what you're doing. Coming down, right? And the same way you go down is the same way you come up. So you don't want to be here and then you kick your ass out and then come up. Go down, then kick your ass and come up. What that's going to do is that's going to transfer some of the weight onto your back. And also that's going to cheat you because it's going to take the pressure off the quads, which is what we're trying to work here, right? And as you come up, you're cheating now. You're cheating. No throwing it back. Don't throw it back here. We're squatting. No throwing it back here. You need to be doing this thing properly so you can get the maximum benefit. And also when you get to the top, guys, I'm gonna drop these jewels for you guys. Also when you go down, okay, let's do this. Let me show you. You go down and you come up. So when you get to the top, you don't need to straighten your legs. And I would recommend that you don't straighten your legs, right? Because you then take the pressure off the quads. So when I'm here now, I'm resting, taking the pressure off the quads. So keep a slight bend the whole time. The whole time. Don't be afraid to keep a slight bend. You go down, you come up. You go down, you come up. If you can see here, I'm not doing this. Keeping a nice slight bend. That's going to ensure that, number one, you're keeping the tension where you want it. Because you want that tension, right? You want to isolate as much as possible. Because if you're trying to grow illicit hypertrophy, sure guys, English. If you're trying to elicit hypertrophy, what you want is to isolate that muscle and have as least as muscles assisting as possible. So just be careful of that here, and just keep that slight bend here. Just keep that slight bend and stay up here. One more thing I see people doing. Okay, there's going to be a lot of one more things here, but I just want to cover all the bases for you guys. So you'll find people doing this. Just get under here. Nice. Well, nice and set up properly. And then what they do is they'll go down, come up, and then do this, right? Then what are they doing there? They squeeze their ass tight, but also thrust forward, right? Then go down again, thrust forward. Go down again, thrust forward. I hate that, guys. I hate that with a passion. Why are you thrusting forward? Are you trying to get glute activation or glute work? This is not, you'll get some glute when you're squatting. You will definitely get some glute when you're squatting. But you don't need to do this. You don't need to do this when you're doing squat. Number one, there are better exercises for you to isolate your glute and work on your glute. There's one, you can check my description. I'll link one where I'm showing you how to do Romanian deadlifts, and that is an exercise that's going to burn your glutes. Not here. This is not where you should be trying to hit your glutes. And that thing, number one, also, that, I don't know, it just makes you look silly. It just makes you look silly. On top of the fact that it's dangerous. And why do I say it's dangerous? You've got a load on your back. You've got a load on your back. And I told you that you need to bring in your elbows. Tuck them under you. And when you go down. What am I saying that for? For you to engage your back. Because your back is helping also to stabilize the weight. So when you get here and you stop just shy of straightening your knees, you're still stable. You're still in a position that's strong. But once you push forward, what happens there? Once you push forward, you take the weight off the quad, and what happens? It all goes on your lower back. It all goes on your lower back. Just think about that. The weight is pushing down on you. So the weight is pushing down on you. When you're here, you're stable. When you're here, once you do this, once you push forward, what happens? All of the weight comes here. All of that weight comes here. Next thing, You're complaining, oh my lower back is so sore. My lower back is so sore because you're trying to do, or just because it stings when you squeeze it here, it doesn't mean that this is a quad. This is a quad focused exercise. I'm going to show you guys how to target the glutes. I'm going to show you how to target the glutes. Not here guys, you're putting yourself at risk. When you're here, this is your primary focus. You'll get it, you'll get some of that, but not that exaggerated over squeeze that you guys be doing. This is the primary muscle here. Focus on it, isolate it. And when you do that, what are you doing? On that lower back, every time. Taking all of that weight, putting it on your lower back, putting it on your lower back. At some point, your lower back is gonna say, nah boo, and check out, right? Or worse, you have a slip disc, and you can't do anything now after that. So guys, take care of your bodies. We need to train them to be strong, but in the process, we don't want to hurt them, right? We don't want to hurt them. So basically, I think that was it, but let's do a quick summary, right? You're gonna get a nice squat rack and then set it up where you can get in and you can get up with it, right? Not where your feet are like this, because that's where most of the injuries happen. You need to be stable, get under it and lift it up. Number 2, you need to put weights that you are comfortable with, that you can lift. Start light, then go up. Also make sure that you have your clips here. Make sure that you have your clips here, so in case of anything happens, you don't have a disaster where one side comes out and then you hurt yourself. That's another thing as well, right? Because what happens is, I had a situation where I had weight here and I just asked somebody for a quick spot. Got in, went down, came up, went down. On the last one, I struggled a bit. So instead, what did this person do? Because I was unstable and then one side was coming up faster than the other, they lifted the one side and pulled it, and then the whole stack went one side. That's dangerous. You can hurt yourself because now everything is coming onto one side and it's a load. It's a load on your back. So you don't do that. So maybe it takes me to how do you assist someone? How do you spot someone here? When you spot someone, you get underneath here. So you put if somebody was spotting me here, they would put their hands here. So they would be behind me and put their hands here. So go down with me. They would go down with me. As soon as I'm in a spot where I'm stuck, they can then just lift me under here. Not this, you holding it here, oh now you're gonna lift one side. That's not what you want to be doing. Okay, so anyways, back to the summary. So when you get under here, make sure that your knee is tracking your toe. Make sure that when you go down, you're not bouncing, you're not going too fast, you're controlling it. Same way you go down, same way you come up. Make sure that you don't straighten your knees like this and put all the weight on your knees. Always keep a slight bend. Always keep a slight bend. Also, when you get to the top, none of this, no thrusting and squeezing your glutes. You look ridiculous, number 1. Number 2, you are putting yourself at risk for injury because you're taking all of that weight now and putting it just on your lower back, where when you're in a stable position like that, it's distributed. You've got weight that's here and your back is helping you to stabilize. So you're in a stable position. You don't want to get out of this position. You want to go and work in this position, in this position, in this position. You don't want to be now doing other fancy stuff here and moving around. No. That's not what you want to be doing. You want to solid, up, down, solid. Also, when you're replacing it, guys, another important trick here. Okay, let's just say I've been squatting, now I'm done, right? So don't throw it here, right? Again, shuffle, and then you put it down. Shuffle, nice shuffle. Because once you take long steps and there's a lot of weight here, injury can happen. Okay, guys, I think I've covered everything here. I think I've covered everything that you need to know here. And yeah, man, as a beginner, this is gonna work. And even if you're not a beginner, man, a few tips here to help you out as well. Get rid of those old habits that you've developed. Really good idea. And yeah, man, it's another one on the Monday Gladiator. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, and get those notifications when I release new videos, and get in the comment section and let me know what you think. I always like to know what you guys think. Anyways, another one, guys. Peace.